Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
Hey guys, what's going on? Today I've got a little options watch list for you guys. I've taken a little bit of my time to look through the flow and I found 4 or 5 tickers that I think are pretty interesting, so I'll be keeping these on watch and wanted to just share these with you guys as well. If you guys don't mind, just smash the like button for me. These videos take a while to make, so do appreciate all the support on the channel. Also, I do have all the affiliate links down below if you guys want to sign up for Unusual Whales or the TradingView platform. Both will give you guys a little perk for signing up with my code. But with that being said, let's go ahead and get started with today's video. Alright, so I'm going to try to run this all in one take just to cut down on some editing time. First one I've got for you guys is Roku, $59 calls for this week. This is one that I just mentioned in my previous video. I highly recommend you guys go check it out. I explain how to set up the hot chains ticker, at least my current setup, and I also cover this play and our next play more in depth. I'm just going to quickly brief through this one. It's got a 5.28% out the money and a total premium of 1 million. Main thing I really like about this is the volume to open interest. It had 10,846 volume today, only 357 open interest. So very interesting, especially because this did come in around 91% bullish premium. Now do keep in mind they're going to be quick overviews of each option, so definitely take your time to go back and look at these and just simply do your own DD. But let's go ahead and hop over to the chart and we'll take a look at what we're seeing here. The first thing you're going to know is we were obviously in a downtrend all the way down here, and now we're obviously in an uptrend. So that is bullish to see. Main targets are going to be about $58, and then the high target or recent highs are going to be the 61-60 range up here. And I was mentioning it in our last video, we broke out above 50, reclaimed 50 as it was able to hold that $50 support. Looks like it's on its way up to about 58. Now before we get to that target, we could obviously come back and retouch 55. And if we can hold that level, I would expect us to continue to go upwards. And really the bulls I think are going to be in control as long as we stay above this uptrend. Then we could definitely see these recent highs of $60 to $61. All right, let's move on back over to the options flow. Second pick I've got for you guys is the Dash $61 calls for February 17th. Huge percent out the money, 4.04. I really love the volume open interest with this as well. 2,500, only 24 contracts prior to today, and then $1 million in premium. Huge money in this. Obviously 98% bullish. If you guys want a little bit more details on this one, you can check out the other video or expand and take a look at the individual orders for this one. But let's go ahead and hop over to the chart. Alright, so taking a look at DoorDash, this is the 1 hour chart time frame, and you can see our recent highs are about $65. Our next target is actually right above 58. We are at 58 going to 62 it looks like. From a bigger picture, if you zoom out, potential double bottom here. So like I was saying in that other video, we will most likely retouch 65. Let's remove some of that out of the way. I also did mention that there's a possible pullback, but I was actually also taking a look at this after the video, and you could also say this could be an inverse head and shoulders. That would make sense because the contracts that they got are for February 17th, so this is a very good possibility. They've got themselves a little bit more time in case this decides to consolidate and kind of do that roundabout before it starts moving to higher highs around 65. So that is one potential. The first potential that I mentioned, like I said, was a potential double bottom, but both case scenarios look very bullish to me, especially if the market holds up. We broke out, had a bull flag of some sort, so if we can break that downtrend resistance, we will definitely go back up to higher highs. And then, not to get you guys excited, but if we can zoom out of this and break out of that 65 range, then we do have a lot of room to go. But like I said, this is the 1 hour time frame, so that is going to take a while because each of these candles is 1 hour. Main thing to consider is we do have earnings, I think the 16th or 17th, so that is one thing to consider. All right, now that we got those out of the way, let's go a little more in depth with these next picks just because I haven't covered them before. The one that I got lined up is Square. The specific chain is the $100 calls for February 24th. This is the one I'm going to be watching. It's got 2,600 volume, only 58 open interest, about 529K. 97% bullish. The main thing I like about this one is if you expand it, you got 3 huge orders that came in at the ask. So prior to this, very little open interest, very little open volume. Volume is 2,656 today. We're gonna click show flow here, size this up really quick to feel out the big orders. Main thing I want to point out here is the time these came in. This one came in around 14:52, so that is about 8 minutes before market close. These are actually also floor orders, so if you take a look what a floor order is. It's basically a trade that got executed by a floor trader for someone's personal account. You can also see these did get flagged or alerted by the Unusual Whales auto system. But the reason I'll be watching this is because of the spread and ask. All of these came in at the very top, 215, 177, then 205. So these actually did lose value before the end of the close. So I would be looking for maybe a pullback in the market and then just have these on watch in case there is some more optimism in the stocks. But yeah, the main thing, 3 floor trades, pretty decent money, all at the ask, especially at the end of the day. We'll see how this one turns out. Let's go over to the chart. Alright, moving over to the chart, this is going to be the 1 hour for Square, aka Block. I forget which name they use now, but the main thing is I want to point out is the resistances right here, the support right here at 75. So a few different patterns you can probably already tell. We broke out of 75, so it looks like our next resistance is around this range here of 83 to 85. From a pattern perspective, you can say this is possibly a double bottom where you kind of came down here, retested it there. If you don't really like that, you could even say this is a cup and handle here. So we've got the cup forming, so I would expect that retouch of 90 maybe before we get a pullback, and then we get that cup and handle formation here. If you don't like that, then you can even say possibly an inverse head and shoulders. Similarly, it's going to be like the cup and handle, but now you got the shoulder, the head, and the shoulder. Regardless if the market stays strong, then this is definitely pointing to that top range of $90. After that, you do have a lot of room to go, and it's probably going into the hundreds, 107 at the top. Now it has ran quite a bit, so I would be waiting for maybe a small pullback, possibly to 80 or even 75, just depending however the market is, and then we'll kind of go from there. But yeah, this one does look bullish, and honestly a lot of the charts look very similar. You can even take a look at Nvidia. It already has the inverse head and shoulders, so we could even say Nvidia is leading the market, but that is going to be blocked for you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. All right, my fourth pick for you guys this week is going to be C Limited. The option chain of interest is $71 calls for February 17th. We've got a lot of plays for this week for the 17th, giving us decent time, so about 20 days till expiration. The volume on this is 1250, very little open interest, and of course bullish premium on the ask, about 451k premium on this option chain traded today. So let's go ahead and expand this and see what's going on with this. So this one actually came in at the end of the day, or about 1 hour before close. Little to no volume or open interest. Let's open the order book here and see what we can find out. 25 is going to be our go-to number, and we actually got alerted by Mr. Whale here. You can go ahead and click that and see how these came in. It's a total of 375k. So the reason these got aggregated or aggregation, because they all came in at the same time. If you take a look at the timestamp, 14:06:23, and if you scroll on down, all of these came in at one moment. So it looks like it's the same trader buying the same contract. From a spread perspective, I really like this one. You can see the spread was 345 prior to this order coming in, and they slapped the ass. They filled these, or the spot fill on these was 365 at the very tippity top. And for the most part, if you scroll on down, the spread stays the same and they continue buying at the very top. So in my opinion, this is going to be a bullish order where they initiate a position in SE contracts, $71 calls for February 17th with a total of 375k in premium. Now I do want to add also, and probably should know for all these options, these are going to be plays if the market is strong and we can definitely see some more upside. If the market is bearish or something happens with the economy or some kind of event, then obviously reconsider your plays and look to play options to the downside. But let's go ahead and shift over to the chart and I'll give you guys my thoughts on it. Alright guys, so here on the 1 hour chart for C Limited, this one's actually one we've talked about prior to this. We're seeing some huge orders come in around $59, and it's since then broke out. It's pulled back above to retest this downtrend resistance for the weekly, and it looks like it's breaking back above it. So this one actually looks a lot more bullish than some of the other ones, just because we broke the downtrend on the weekly, and now we have claimed that $65 support here, which has been a great support in prior history. So this is actually very bullish. I think the next target is about $80 if everything's well, and then we probably could even get to $92, $95. Beyond that, I mean, you've got a lot of room, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. I think this one's pretty straightforward. I mean, we've had the downtrend resistance, like I said here, and we've actually even said maybe a potential double bottom or a huge cup and handle that we could be forming. Regardless, I think long term that end goal is going to be around 92, but that is if there is no recession or nothing crazy like that. I will say one thing to definitely consider, like some of the other stocks, is we probably have earnings maybe in a couple weeks, so I don't exactly know when that will be. We can shift over to the daily and see if it's actually been posted, and it looks like it's going to be on the 28th of February. So if you don't want to take any risk, definitely cut your position out before then. But yeah, I think this one is definitely very interesting to watch. We'll see how some of that order carries over in the morning for Monday, and we'll go from there. But yeah, this chart looks really good, especially if it holds $65. All right guys, I got one more play for you, and this is going to be to the downside as a hedge. It is the GME. I'm sorry for all the apes, don't hate me, but this is going to be a 19.5 put for February 17th. We've got 14.55% out the money. We have 675k premium traded that day, 5200 volume, very little open interest, and then you can see about 76% of that order came in as bearish. I am actually looking at this one for this week in case we do see a sell-off in the market. All right, that one took a little bit longer to load. This one I think will be very interesting to see how much of this volume carries over overnight. And the way you do that is you'll see how many of these positions are held by the next day's total open interest. So if we have like 5200 open interest the next day, then you can see these positions were most likely held. And from the histogram or the bar chart here, you can see these orders came in 3 different separate orders. You can see this one came in about 444 contracts, then you've got the other one about a little over 1,000, and this one came in over 2,000. So let's go ahead and take a look at those orders, and then we'll take a look at the chart. From here, we're gonna expand this. It looks like it collapsed for some reason. We're gonna do about 50. These actually were also alerted by Mr. Well himself. Let's take a look at these. So the first one is 180k total premium. It looks like these orders all came in at 171. Spread was pretty tight, but for the most part, it looks like it was going to be tagged bearish. Then we've got a second order. Let's take a look at that one. This one is a 241k. Since that last big order of $1.71, they have lost almost 70% or about 50%. So they are either doubling down or closing their position here. Spreads are 95 to 96, where them executing all their orders at 96. So this 98 is the first one, it looks like, and that is kind of the sus part because they didn't really slap the ask on these. They came in at 98, whereas in between the bid and ask, and then you can see that kind of adjusted the rest of the spreads, where it looks like they came in at the ask, but it could be them selling or closing that position. So that is why I kind of want to reemphasize, let's take a look at the open interest in the morning, and we'll see if these guys held their positions. So that's going to be the second play at 241k, but for the most part, it does look like the consensus is they most likely are closing these since they came in at the bid. All right, moving over to the chart. This is GameStop on the 1 hour, and the chart actually looks really bullish. We've came up here as a potential double top, but we actually broke above it. So this does look like a very bullish chart, especially because we consolidated and now it's breaking above. So I do have some targets here. It looks like 23.85, about 24 is the first one, and then the major resistance is going to be around a little over 25, or should I say support here. But I think this one looks bullish on the chart perspective. The only thing that we're going to be concerned in is going to see how that order updates on the options flow. Other than that, not really much else to say. We could have a small pullback down to about 22 before we continue going up, but a lot of the charts do tend to lean a little bit more bullish right now. This will definitely be one to kind of keep an eye on, just because shorts do like to pile on this on a red day. This could be a good opportunity if we have weakness in the market. So guys, those were just a few picks that I found on the Unusual Whales platform this week. I will have these on my watch list. This is not a go buy signal on Monday at market open. These are just add these to your watch list, and if you see an opportunity, definitely take advantage of it. Of course, definitely do your own research. This was just a quick overview. Again, this is not financial advice, so please take a time to do that. But I hope this gave you guys a few ideas for this week. Definitely check out all the links down below for some affiliate codes if you guys want to save a little bit on some of these subscriptions for Unusual Whales or the TradingView, which I highly recommend. That's all I have for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Smash the like button if you can, and I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, keep moving forward.